welcome to Podcast vs. Play, episode 193. I'm one of your hosts, Cal, and as always, I'm joined by a man who's got a portrait of Diana Ross that he really wants to hang above his door, but it's proving difficult, as there ain't no mounting high enough.
Excellent.
Tony Bloody Dan.
Pew, 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 pew. Callum.
Is this your new thing?
Hello. Yeah, I'm just going to do this from now on.
I've noticed on the last couple of videos and on the previous podcast, we had some.
Well, do you know what it is, right? Because unfortunately, a friend of mine is very into wrestling, which means that by association, I also have to watch wrestling and stuff whenever I'm there.
That's not how it works. I thought you were going to say because of association, I'm also into wrestling.
No, how would that be a bad thing? I mean, I hate the fact that I love wrestling now. No, it's just that I was literally around there last week, and there was Elite EW something, like some Elite. So it's not even just like you watch. It's like, you know, the Super Smash Brothers. No, that's a game.
The Super Smash Brothers, the Hardy Boys.
What's it called? A SmackDown. It's like the big, like super. Oh my god! It's like pyro and whatever. Like watches every like little indie thing. Like he knows every.
Oh, like real wrestling.
It's a lot.
Wrestling.
Wrestling
of South Park.
I think I have sent him a video about that. It's just like when you talk about wrestling, this is all I hear. It's just them just sort of like talking about how many abortions they've had or whatever.
Fucking hell.
No, that's legit Cartman's story in it. But one thing I noticed though is that with all the new wrestlers, they've, you know, like you've got your costume and you've got your character and you've got like your intro music and all that kind of stuff and your colours or whatever. But they always have like a little gesture that they do. It's sort of like, I imagine it's like a signature, I guess. Yeah. So like that they, so they'll go or whatever, you know. So they've all got their own unique one of those. So now I think my thing, so like with all the YouTubers, sort of like, hey, Brofists, PewDiePie, whatever. I'm going to be like pew, 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 until everyone hates it, and I do as well as a consequence.
Everybody loves it, and it becomes the new dab.
But then I'll hate it because then it's mainstream. Also, pew, 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 I'm pretty sure that's finger guns. That's been around for like 200 years, right?
But with the pews and the right amount of pews, because you always do. I'm pretty sure if we look back, you do the same amount of pews.
I think you said pubes.
That as well, but that's not what we're talking about.
Pube.
That nobody's doing that
For good reason, I feel.
Finger pubes. That's just hairy fingers, isn't it?
Let's just move on.
Anyway,
how about
that? But that's the best
good.
intro
My finger
we've
pubes
ever
are all in
done.
order. Well, after about the 15 false starts that we had, fuck me. What a shambles.
We had a few issues.
I want to go home.
We got a fucking hour yet, mate.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
would you, Dan, would you like some stinking bloody news?
I will definitely have some news. Come on.
Well, beep, 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 beeps. No, that's our...
That's my thing. No. That's my thing. You can come up with your own thing if you want to.
But you have to do it before the news. So it's like... You know what it used to be on the news? Oh, before your time. Right.
Older than me, you idiot.
That's what I said, before your time.
Yeah, you're not like 50 years older than me, though.
I feel it.
I mean, he looks it, I know, but...
Had a shave.
I'll tell you what, we could have like, you know, like, I can't remember who the composer is, but like someone who had like a record that was like 18 minutes of silence. It's like Brahms or something, I don't know.
Possibly.
But what if, which was just like, it was like 18 minutes and 3 seconds or something like that of just silence. I reckon we could have a kind of like one of those ASMR videos, and it's just me and you just beard stroking for 23 minutes.
Can you hear?
And that's all it is. No.
Oh. It's not going to work.
You'd have to get an incredibly sensitive microphone.
I mean, I suppose I could just rub it.
Even that doesn't work. At least I'm not picking it up. If you've got like some trace sounds, you could like boost that and just turn that into a whole thing, I
Get on
reckon.
here. Hold on.
That you definitely can, but that sounds like it's more the pop guard than...
Yeah, it's probably just because I'm rubbing it. I suppose it would do the same if I went.
And that's not the same. All those beard pervs, they don't want the scratching, they want the beard action, don't they?
Well, I'm gonna build a sound isolation booth, and I'll turn the gain up.
Sound amplification boost, wouldn't you? It's just like you would direct all sound all directly towards the microphone and beard, and then you just the tiniest.
You could do it with different things. So you could put a glove on, like a marigold. So you got different textures. Yeah.
Little comb it maybe, or like some of those little like bonsai clippers, and just sort of like.
I can do
what happened. Like a little trim.
What happened on Sunday when I sneezed and I got a booger in my beard, and Zoe went, "What's in your beard?" And I went, "Oh, fucking hell." And then you can have that because then you'll have the bristle and the slut.
You've ruined this for me now. I don't want any part of this new ASMR channel.
Hi, welcome back to.
Welcome back to Beard Sneezing on Dave.
Beep, 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 beep.
Like 3, 2, 1. Oh no!
Sneeze on cue.
Yeah.
You just got like a line of dust for each take.
He just blasted with those like air cannon things that they had, but it's just full of pepper and
like Homer Simpson's makeup gun.
Yeah, but it's just full of like irritants that'll just make you sneeze instantly.
Or just get.
But
pollen.
You've also got to have a cold.
I suppose.
Well, if you've got hay fever, maybe.
Yeah, I have got hay fever. So yours would have to be pepper or something.
I don't think there's anything specifically that does make me sneeze. It's not like pepper or dust or whatever. Like put me in a dusty attic. That's where we can film it in a nice, dirty, filthy crack addict. Like
where do you live?
Loft. Manchester. Plenty of them lying around.
Anyway, do you want some news?
Go on, beard buddy. Let's do it.
All right. Microsoft Gaming Executive Vice President Phil Spencer confirmed Xbox have officially completed the acquisition of Bethesda's parent company, ZeniMax Media. Obviously, blah, blah, blah. It was an exciting day for Xbox. However, Dan, something in particular caught my eye. Quote... Spencer went on to confirm that some future Bethesda titles will be exclusive to Microsoft platforms. This is the next step in building an industry-leading first-party studio team, a commitment we have to our Xbox community, he shared. With the addition of Bethesda creative teams, gamers should know that Xbox consoles, PC and Game Pass will be the best place to experience new Bethesda's games, including some new titles in future that will be exclusive to Xbox and PC players.
Dangerous grounds. Dangerous grounds.
Also, just while we think on that, I saw the other day Xbox Series X sales, and I know it is very hard to gauge how much they're selling because they're out of stock everywhere, but PlayStation 5 has sold significantly more.
That makes sense, though. I don't think that their focus was on hardware this specific generation.
No.
Like clearly they're buying up bigger pieces of the pie. No, but either way, like I think that by depriving PlayStation users of Bethesda titles, that is a bit of a dick move. I mean, it's within their right, obviously, but
they spent like 7.5 billion or whatever it was.
True, but surely then, if you wanted to recoup some of that, you need to also
Makes
offer it out to because you're not losing anything for it, are you? And unless they're saying, well, we can save development time or money because we're not also creating it for these specific consoles, we're just doing it for our own.
I'd agree on that if this was 360 and PS3. The PS3 had the
now it's too comparable. Yeah, of course.
They're both AMD machines. There's no reason it would take any effort at all to port it.
Well, maybe
make it a worse version.
PlayStation 1 version.
Yeah.
But what if they're using it as like a negotiation tactic? So like they have, they go because they could say like, some new IPs and people are like, yeah, we go, maybe we're not particularly bothered about that. But Fallout 5, that's just going to be for Xbox and PC. A lot of people who are PlayStation owners will be like, well, that's harsh. Why the fuck are we Just no Fallout 5 for us. So it would make more sense if it was just like DLC exclusivity.
Yeah,
it's just we'll just make like special DLC, but that's just for our guys. But if then there's like a huge outcry from like PlayStation fans for like, well, I want Far Cry, I want Wolfenstein. Like, so let's say they take all the big names.
They got Ubisoft now as well.
Wolfenstein, sorry. And bloody the new Indiana Jones game and that sort of stuff. Yeah. Like they take all of that off the table, and it's just like the new IPs that maybe get crossed over.
That makes more sense.
It would do, because those are your big hitters. Why wouldn't you try and capitalize on those and try and drive some more sort of subscription or hardware sales towards you? But if you have a big enough outcry from the PlayStation fan base to say, we want bloody Far Cry, and they're like, okay, well, we'll give you Far Cry, but how about
Wolfenstein?
We get something in return, Sony, and we'll make that. No, I'm not talking, you God of War's or whatever, but start to slowly but surely like get your paws into their market as well.
I think that's a really, really clever tactic, but me personally, I don't think any Bethesda titles are the same caliber as what they could offer up. So they're going to go, give me Horizon, give me Last of Us, give me Uncharted, Bloodborne, God of War, Spider-Man.
Bloodborne is apparently on the list of things to also come to PC soon.
Yeah, but it's not going to be on Xbox. But what I'm saying, like, it's gonna be, for it to be a big deal, it needs to be on Xbox.
Well, one would think that if you can get it on one, you get it on the other. But then there's also a lot of Xbox games that aren't on PC for whatever particular reason that I still haven't figured out yet. Again, it's because they need to sell the hardware. I mean, hopefully, if they buy up enough bloody developers, they'll say, we've given up on consoles. We're not going to make them anymore. You want a PlayStation, that's fine. But we're just going to do...
You can get Game Pass on PlayStation now. That's what would happen.
Problem solved. Yeah. Problem solved. And then you can just get on your phone, on your browser, on your actual Game Pass app.
If they do the dongle that we talked about on a previous podcast, like the Amazon Fire Stick style thing, and you bang it in your TV, get a controller, done. Thing is, you sell that for like, say, 60 quid. So controller's 50 quid, extra tenner, you get the stick, 7 days of Game Pass or whatever, subscribe, done. Yeah. That'd be so fucking... that'd be so good. I'd love that.
Thing is, though, maybe if they take their hat out of the ring when it comes to, being the console wars, then what's the challenge anymore?
That's what I don't want to happen, because
surely they're trying to outperform PlayStation with their console.
Imagine if Xbox went after the Xbox One, they went no more hardware. There's no way the PS5 would be 450 quid. You got to be talking 700-800 quid. Easy.
Well, then it's if they're the only ones on the market, they set the price.
That's what I mean. Like the reason it's 450
until KFC come kicking the door in and it's like, actually, we're going to make a console as well, and it cooks chicken. Well, warms chicken.
For the price, the specs are pretty fucking good.
It's not bad, and I mean, if it came with a chicken subscription as well, every
Game Pass
every
for
week
KFC.
You get. Yeah, so you get KFC basic, so you get some popcorn chicken, maybe a couple of strips.
I really like popcorn
and then you get,
chicken.
But that's the thing. So you get a 12-piece popcorn chicken. This is a once a month or a once a week kind of deal. It's not an everyday. Kind of KFC drones just sort of delivering chicken everywhere.
Why not? That sounds fantastic. All with the same technology that the KFC console's got, so it warms the chicken while it's on its way.
Why don't they have that? With Uber and Uber and delivery.
Uber haven't got drones.
No, but they've got drivers and
I think
cyclists.
KFC are delivering, but purely.
Oh yeah, they absolutely. Mate, I've had them delivered. Yeah. They are absolutely delivering.
So surely it'd just be the same thing, wouldn't it?
It's just in a little thermal box. That's all. But it's usually sort of jangled around, and it's not as good and warm as it would have been when it comes from the restaurant. But why have they not got a huge heated unit on their back, slowly giving them radiation poisoning or whatever? So when my chicken arrives,
most of them use cars.
It's nice and cooked. Or maybe just have a heater that plugs into the firelight. What's it? The
cigarette lighter.
Cigarette lighter. That's the one.
You shouldn't be plugging anything to a fire extinguisher. That just seems to be asking for trouble.
Definitely not, especially not in a car. But you plug your firelighter whatever it is. What is it? Cigarette lighter. You plug it in that. It's a little heating unit, and you get some popcorn chicken delivered once a week or something. Where was I going with this?
I don't know, but I'm kind of hungry.
But like
now.
you get your basic. Yeah, this podcast brought to you by KFC.
It's not.
You get your basic KFC package, and then you get your KFC Plus and your KFC Ultimate. That comes with like a tower bucket, whatever.
What if instead of KFC, we could have a McGregor's revival of hot pot baps?
Okay, that means they'd have to crowdfund, like, to...
No, Microsoft bought them. Microbaps.
So Microsoft. I think that might... I reckon if you Googled that, there'd be some interesting search results, I reckon.
I mean, I'm not gonna, but if you want to, feel free.
Well, it would be fine, because you could have, like, the micro sliders. Because, like, a slider's like a mini burger,
It's just a little baby burger.
Yeah, exactly. So you have your micro sliders. So you can have like even smaller burgers that are micro sliders, and then you get those delivered with KFC or whatever we were talking about.
We went out for a meal, and I ordered a burger. This was when I first knew. I didn't know what a slider was back then, and it actually was a slider, and it come out and it's like this fucking big, and I was like, the fuck's this? And then I forgot what.
Excuse me, sir. Can I meet the mad scientist with the shrink ray technology? Because this burger is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was tiny. And anyway, I was eating that. I was eating the chips, and so his dad. I forgot what he'd ordered, but it wasn't that nice. And he was like, he goes, "Oh, I wish I hadn't gone for this. I wish I'd gone for something else." I was like, "Oh, you should have ordered the tester like I did."
Yeah, that'd be great. Like, yeah, I'll have the full one, please. Yes, like it's a sip of wine.
And the waiter walked past because I said I didn't know he was. I didn't say it because he was there. I just said it to be funny. And then he gave me a right fucking dirty look. I was like, "Well, what are you making a fucking joke? Make a bigger human."
Also, I'm
burger.
paying for this.
Yeah,
it's not an actual tester.
That's why. It was...
But you don't usually get just one slider though. You'll get like 6 that are all different flavors.
No, it was probably.
They'll have different things on them.
That big was a massive exaggeration. It was probably like that big.
Yeah, but either way, it's a small.
Yeah,
burger.
it was pretty small. Came with chips and salad and stuff, but
yeah, but usually you don't get a slider that's just one slider.
Yeah, just one.
You get like 4, 5, or 6 because they'd be like there'd be a lamb one and a chicken one and a beef one or whatever.
Oh, no, it's just a burger. It's basically just a baby burger.
You got ripped the fuck off, mate. Were you ordering from the kids menu? Could you colour yours in? Was there a treasure map on the back?
I mean, now you say that. No.
Oh my god, it's treasure. It all makes sense
Bill
now.
and Ted.
It's Blackbeard in Bill and Ted?
No, it's just the way you said it. Like,
oh my god,
Blackbeard's treasure.
Oh my god, dude.
Rufus.
Pirate's treasure.
Anyway, what were we on about? Xbox.
You've got a time machine.
Xbox.
Oh yeah.
So I think it is going to be closer to what you were saying. So your Skyrim, your Fallout, all that's still going to be multi-format.
Skyrim, of course, that is going to be a biggie. If they say that's only going to be for, I mean, I'll be glad because
it makes no odds to us. Because
no, but at the same time, I will be thinking of like shit. I'd be gutted if I bought a PlayStation 5, especially after all the fucking hassle trying to get hold of one.
Look at the uproar with Tomb Raider, and that was just a timed exclusive.
6 months, and everyone lost their fucking minds,
me included. And I had an Xbox, but I had the
principle of
one.
it though.
Well, no, because I had the first one on PS3.
Okay.
So I was like. Just in order of like the achievements and stuff, it'd be nice to have all the Tomb Raider stuff on one thing.
No one cares about achievements in Gamer Score now. They haven't cared about that for 10 years.
Yeah, that's pretty much when that came out. So that's about right. That wasn't the real reason why, but that annoyed me. And even now, if the new Skyrim is exclusive to PC and Xbox, that won't bother me in the slightest. But I'd still be very annoyed for just because of principle. Like I can't go and speak to people and go, "Oh, you're playing the new Sky? Oh, you've bought a PlayStation. Sorry."
Bad move.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like it's a slap in the face after the fact.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to make a decision. For a lot of people, you know, it is kind of like it's a one or the other kind of deal.
How many people do you think are playing Skyrim not on PC? Like player base wise?
I don't know, because I mean,
I reckon there's way more on PC than there is on console.
probably so, but I thought Bethesda opened up the mods for consoles as well, because they did the same thing with Fallout. Like, PC got it straight away, basically, but consoles eventually got the ability to add mods and stuff.
PS4 version of Fallout 4 has got mods, but anything like license related, so Star Wars, anything like that, not on there for licensing. The Xbox One version of Fallout 4 has pretty much got any compatible mods that are on PC. So if it's like super duper 4K texture packs, they're not going to work on the Xbox version.
Of course.
But if you want to,
or it's like it's pissing around with command consoles and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot on there. I'm not sure about Skyrim, but Skyrim Special Edition Xbox One has got mods.
So it would be disappointing, I feel. Again, it doesn't affect me, so I wouldn't be losing sleep over it. But
dick move.
It is, but I think that if they are doing that, they're doing it for a reason, and I think that it would be to cause a stink. I've been watching a lot of X-Files, so now all I'm thinking is conspiracy theories. So I'm just like, just playing the long game. All you've got to do, get people all riled up. They'll come bloody knocking on the door saying, why the fuck have I bought a PlayStation if I can't even play Skyrim? I can't even play Fallout. I can't even whatever. There's a new Indiana Jones game and I can't play that, you fuckers. And they're like, okay, well, let's reach out to them. Okay, ZeniMax, Microsoft now. Let's get in on this. How can we get this for PlayStation users as well? And they go, well, hello. How about Uncharted?
Never gonna
Uncharted, and you can have Fallout and all your Indiana Jones or whatever. Have them all.
Uncharted fight up here,
but if they're not making any more
down here,
Nathan Drake collection.
I love Fallout. I love Fallout, but they still they can have Uncharted when they fix any of the old Fallout games.
Look, they're as broken as they need to be. That's part of the charm.
It's not part of the charm.
You don't got to go to a restaurant or a gastropub and it's all like white glass walls and Minority Report, do you? You want a broken down, sticky beer table.
Fallout's a slider.
Look, if I'm paying for a burger, I want it to be a full-size burger. If I'm paying for a slider, give me a slider.
I will say, I reckon with the acquisition, I reckon we won't have as many buggy Fallouts and Skyrims and stuff. Purely for the amount of money Microsoft are going to be pumping into it.
Again, I think that I don't think it will matter anymore.
Because some were fucking game breaking.
Not like Cyberpunk. I mean, that was just like
New Vegas.
That was real bad.
New Vegas. I mean, that's like to the absolute fucking max of fuck ups. But New Vegas.
But that's the thing. Now that that bar has been raised now, so I bet
how bad can we get it?
Oh, thank God! Oh, thank God! Like. Because we can always say, at least it wasn't as bad as Cyberpunk when that came out.
Very true.
That's you get out of jail free card straight away.
None of them have been as bad as Cyberpunk. But say New Vegas, I got stuck in a rock, and I tried to grenade myself out of it. I tried to do fucking everything. So I'm just gonna have to do a new save, like load it again. And it was like 6 days prior was my last save. I'm like,
Why didn't you just no clip?
Because I was on PS3.
Well, this is why you should only ever play games on a PC.
I mean,
because there's always a console command that you can pop in and get yourself out of a wall.
If we look back to that time, which we can't because we don't have a time machine, and unfortunately we wasn't recording contact back then. Neither of us had a gaming PC then.
I had a PC. I certainly wouldn't say it was a gaming PC.
Run fucking New Vegas.
No. I can't remember what was in it, but I remember buying the graphics card because of how the picture looked on the box when I bought it from the shop.
Was it like a voodoo?
Probably. It was like a big eye.
Yeah,
something like that, yeah. And I'd just be like, that's the one for me. Based on nothing other than the cool box art, which has literally fuck all to do with it. But now everyone's a bloody expert.
You used to buy like Mega Drive games and stuff just purely because the box had a really cool looking cover. I remember having I think it was could have been on the Commodore, I think it was, and the game looked like the Flintstones, so I was like, that'd be really cool. And to this day, I never know what that game was like to play because it never loaded. And I put the cassette.
But that's the thing. 30 years ago, you could get away with that. It's like we sold you a floppy disk, it doesn't work. It's just tough, innit? We'll give you another one, I guess.
Yeah, is what it is.
But people weren't, bloody rioting in the streets and sending death threats then because there was a glitch. To be fair, that was also it was a 4 megabyte file or whatever, so it was hardly a loss.
And most of them, I'm pretty sure, were all illegally obtained.
Probably, yeah. All fell off the back of a lorry.
I remember kicking off like back when the PS1 era, and my friends, I think it was like my friend's dad's mate. He did like all the like chip PS1 stuff and whatnot. And I remember my mate going absolutely off his tits because X-Men, is it Dimensions? The X-Men fighting game, like 3D.
Don't remember.
Oh man,
I thought Dimensions wasn't that like a Ultimate Alliance kind of thing?
It's definitely
like
not that.
Player.
I genuinely can't remember what it's called. It was a pretty fun game. I really liked it. But it didn't work on his PlayStation, and he went off his fucking tits. I'm like, you paid like £1.50. Be that bothered?
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
So,
yeah, God, remember that? You just chip a PlayStation and just be like, here's a catalogue of games.
I don't remember any of this.
I did. Statute of limitations has already expired for that, surely.
So,
I hope it has.
I 100% did. I remember
Yep.
I had an original PlayStation, and my friend had a PS1. And
the PS1.
Yeah. And mine was chipped, and you couldn't chip the PS1, but you could do the action replay trick where you had the action replay card and you plugged it into the back. So you'd put, if I remember rightly, you put a real game in and then go to the action replay menu, and once that's loaded up, take the disc out, put the chip game in, close it, and it loaded that. Instead.
But if you've already got the real game, what the fuck do you need the chip game?
No. Any real game.
Oh, okay.
So if you've got like Wipeout that came with it or whatever, put that.
So is it bypassing the lockout basically?
Yeah. So if you put it in without it just can't read the disc.
Right.
Anyway, you do all that. And I got there was a Digimon RPG, and
I think I had a Digimon game.
I really liked it. It was shit, but I really liked it. And on mine, it was just fine, and it was full colour and everything. But on his, it would only play in black and white.
Wow. I mean, to be fair, again, you've got to say, I paid nothing for this.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't like, he just played it.
I've actually got my...
I've got my order for my new PS1 games.
No, I thought it was on my desk. It might be in my drawer behind me, but I've got my Digimon lying around somewhere.
Oh my god!
I've been meaning to put a new battery in it to see if I can. I wanted to evolve into an actual fucking dinosaur.
Real one?
I mean, technology's moved along so much. I mean, have you seen what's happened to turtles? Look at them.
I know, yeah. It's definitely a space. It's definitely a sea space turtle.
It's a turtle that's been made in Ark.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of those metal dinosaurs that are knocking around. That's a big metal turtle, sea turtle.
Cool, actually. Instead of a boat, just got a giant metal robot sea turtle.
You can get a manta ray harness.
You can.
So find us a couple of manta rays, and we're just jet skiing around, mate.
Suits me.
Living the high life.
We'll have a look at that. Instead of talking about illegal stuff and things that are up to now really out of our reach on Ark.
No, it's well within mine, mate. I've been playing.
We're doing quite well to be for last time we played it.
Oh yeah.
We finished WandaVision Dan. It's done and dusted, mate.
Oh boy, did we!
Done and dusted. What did you think? We haven't even spoke about it at all.
No, I was just going to say that.
Textual messaging. Nothing.
Yeah, and I think I've just done it subconsciously because I wanted this to be kind of like the outlet, maybe. I think so I watched. This probably isn't the time to plug another channel, but I watched Mr. Sunday Movies sort of recap on episode 9, not on the season, just on that episode. And Meso made
like 2 episodes.
Well, we can hardly fucking talk, can we?
Mando Castellorian.
Oh yes, but Meso said something that made me think that's exactly it. That's why I didn't enjoy it, because week on week we've been talking about what everything could mean and the possibility and the speculation and who's going to be there and what's going to happen. None of that did. So because none of that did, I was like, I was expecting more. But as Meso said, I've done it to myself.
Yeah, we'd all done. Like, funny enough, you could ask Zoe. We watched it on the Friday night, and we finished, and she was like, she actually stayed awake for it as well, which is, pretty impressive.
That's telling, yeah.
She'd had a nap prior, so so she didn't fall asleep. And she was like, what did you think? I was like, I liked it. And long story short, I said pretty much the same thing. I said because we've had like a whole week where me and Zoe have talked about it, me and you've talked about it. I've talked about it with other people, and because you're getting stuff in your head, like I would have put an incredible amount of money as Strange turning up.
Yeah, 100%.
And I know he's still.
I mean, if
go on.
Sorry, but if you'd have said, okay, of all the silly sort of like crazy out there things that you think might happen, get a list, like a top 10 list of what you think will happen. So like things that just excite you. So it would be like Doctor Strange turning up, Captain Marvel turning up, Hawkeye turning up.
Finger pubes.
He's got finger pubes. Professor X being mentioned, or a wheelchair being like the list of sort of like I reckon even like 20 or 50 maybe of just sort of like what would be cool. Bloody Iron Man turning up. What if this is the Fantastic Four start? None of them.
Nothing.
I don't think I would have put money on the fact that like none of them would have been on there.
I don't know if this has been picked up by anybody else, but when before she's got the car, when she requests I can't remember what the role was now, but we were speculating. Obviously, it could be War Machine, or it could be Reed Richards.
Yeah, it was like we got an engineer or something that's on the way.
And she's like, I know a guy. That guy turned out to just be that random soldier.
Yeah,
had no part in the thing.
There was quite a few sort of like things that were like, what does this mean? But I think that's probably maybe that's just the internet these days. Like everyone just hypes things up and speculates and over speculates, and then we all end up.
You can blame it all on the internet because like stuff like that. It was very implied that this was going to be a character we cared about.
Well, given the fact that the last time we heard that in an MCU property really was when Anthony Mack it's just like, oh, I know a guy, and he's talking about Ant-Man. And it's just like, that's a new big thing. Oh my God, so Ant-Man's going to be in there, So the sort of the context of being like, I know someone. I think everyone is thinking, who's that someone?
Who's it gonna
Why
be?
would they mention that?
Yeah.
But then that's the thing. And I think the biggest disappointment for me was the Ralph Boner reveal.
What a waste.
So I was just like, I was just to everyone I was talking to. There's quite a few people at work that watch it as well, and I've actually got time booked in with one of those people tomorrow to talk through it again. So it's probably good to get this all out in the air. But my heart has been broken because they had the opportunity there to go, boom, an X-Man. You won't see anything else of them for 3 years or whatever until the Mutants film rolls around, which I think is what it's going to be called. Fine.
Yeah, supposedly.
But just something to say that, no, he doesn't exist now, so he's gone. But yes, that was X-Men.
Yeah,
Quicksilver.
From a different dimension.
Yeah, and it makes sense that they're going, well, no, we're going to just, we're going to do it all from scratch. We probably won't even have X-Men that you'll recognize, maybe you'll get your Cyclops and your Wolverine or whatever, but that'll be about it. But I just thought that it's just, but then that was exactly it. Why? But I don't know if they did it on purpose just to trick everyone.
Yeah, it's a big,
just be like, we've got Evan Peters in it.
Red herring.
Yeah, to just be like, oh, by the way, that he actually meant nothing. He was just some rando just in the town
who happened to look like him. Because they may as well have just got Aaron Johnson.
So I was devastated, mate.
Yeah, it was
like
shit.
by the got to the end, like because Agatha, I think, is just genuinely probably one of the best bad guys that's been.
She was pretty
in
good
the MCU
till the very end, and then it was just. I'm not sure what else they could have done without bringing like Mephisto or Nightmare or somebody else into it, but she just became your typical, like, I mean, they touched on it on the Sunday Movies video, but where it did give you that assumption that it was give me all your power and then it'll be too much power.
Oh my god!
And she'll explode
so much power
or something. Which I'm glad they didn't do that. But she went from a really, really interesting build-up character to just a very typical villain towards the end of a finale episode.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what else they could have done really, but
that's the thing. That's when like a Doctor Strange could have come in and just been like, "What are you doing, guys?
Yeah,
like I'm genuinely in charge of this."
Or had he come in, would she made that transition into Scarlet Witch? Spoilers.
Oh god, sorry. I don't know. I just thought that with
it all up, wouldn't he?
He would have done. But then, like, I was thinking, like, well, what if they said, you know, oh, well, yeah, okay, there is going to be a big reveal. It is going to be someone based in the magical world, and it is going to be someone that people know or they've seen before, and everyone's like, Doctor Strange, boom. But then what if it's a different Sorcerer Supreme?
Yeah.
So if it's not Dr. Stephen Strange, it's like another dimension's Sorcerer Supreme, who was just like, there seems to be like a weird mystical, magical, dimensional thing going on here, and your Sorcerer Supreme hasn't turned up to sort this out.
Should probably check this out.
I'm free. What's the deal, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're got black eyes and black hands and stuff like that. You're probably the bad guy. What's your deal? You've enslaved a whole town. Give me 10 minutes and have a little fight, and I'll figure out what to do to help out.
They make it very apparent that she's more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme.
I don't know if I like that.
Because
her magic isn't magic.
Wow.
In that sense, do you know what I mean?
Apparently it is, because she's not a genetic monster anymore.
But that's the thing. That's how her powers were born. They came from the Mind Stone.
No. Because on the previous one, when they went back in time, she turned the bomb off, and she hadn't been exposed to anything at that point. All it's done is it's amplified her powers.
That seems to be. It's like fucking what's her name from bloody Metal Gear 2, like the woman who was psychic.
Oh yeah.
And all the bullets would like zip around or whatever, and it turned out it's just because she had a thing on her belt that just made all the bullets zip around her. But then when she took that off, and she could still do it anyway, it just seems sort of like, well, why put the thing on her belt then if she could just do it anyway?
I think it's more. This is already written, so the Scarlet Witch was going to happen. Not.
I like the fact that they've gone definitively. Yes, she's Scarlet Witch now.
Yeah.
The outfit looks banging.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Like the costume looks spot on. I love it. And like when she's like in the post credit scene where she's sort of like reading away, doing a little floaty book read. Like that looks like it's something right out of Doctor Strange.
It's basically the same scene, isn't it? Really.
Pretty much, yeah. But I mean, just like it's weird. Like it clearly just looks weird. She's reading like an evil book that only looks like it's got about 5 pages in it. So I don't know how long it would take to read that. And most of them seem to be just big pictures.
Yeah, because that's all they could read back then.
It's just like it's a witch. It's black. Scarlet Witch? Sure. Okay. Yeah.
I'll do. I know red is black and black is red, and
maybe it's like a holocron. It's like a Jedi holocron. So it's just like you look at a page and there's like it Minority Reports a bunch of extra pages out of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's magic. So you get to the end of the 5 pages, go back to the beginning, and the pages have changed.
Oh my god!
Just saying.
I think the Vision fight was maybe just more creative. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it was just rather than just sort of like laughing and blasting each other with the pew-pews, and just sort of like, haha, your power's no match for my power. Oh yeah, well taste my power. Pow, pow, pow. It was just a bit sort of like the rune stuff was cool, where she was like, actually, you fucked yourself over because you told me how to beat you, you idiot.
That's the only bit that for that fight it paid off, because then you went, that's what she was doing. Very clever.
If you'd seen them sort of like build creepily in the background or something like that, and you knew that she was just keeping her attention off it.
Yeah.
Then it would have made a bit more sense. But like, the Vision's like, he was like, like the phasing was like really cool.
Yeah.
Like, like he phased, like he punched him and his arm went through Other Vision's arm, and then like he phased and like locked his arm in and like sort of started swinging him around.
The Mind Stone out, and just
flashbacks
and stuff.
Yeah, it was really well. It was really well put together. What I've got a question about though is so with new Vision Light, the eye Vision
White,
like it's just all bloody white. He's hasn't got the Mind Stone obviously, but he's got something in its place that can clearly shoot a giant laser.
Yeah, he's basically.
What's that?
So I'm assuming it's going to be some kind of like swords seem to have. They have all this technology at their disposal. Also, speaking of sword, it's never touched upon which one of those events happened. Did Wanda go in and break him out? Or
I think what the implication was, they invited her in, so she was going along saying, "Guys, can I get Vision's body back? Because kind of my dude.
I love him."
And they're sort of like, "All right, yeah, go on in." She's like, "No, it's all right, I got it." Opens the door, and then they sort of bait her into getting the body. But then they just edit the footage to be like, she just busted in here and just nicked him.
Yeah.
So like clearly he's trying to sell it as she's the bad guy, but he's just trying to position it in a way that he doesn't look like he's the one who's caused all of this.
Yeah.
I don't really know to what end though. I don't know what his end goal was.
It's never explained.
But then it's the same as
all he wanted was he just wanted Vision online.
But then he got him and was just like, well, you better go in there and fight another Vision.
Yeah.
And also, that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, if they exist because of Wanda, and they've already seen that if he leaves the hex, he will disintegrate.
Yeah.
Blast her straight away. Like they're trying to shoot her with a missile, but she was looking at it, so that's not going to work.
Irrelevant.
But when she's like shooting magic and fighting with another witch, and then Vision just comes up and goes, "Crack!"
Yeah.
Hex is gone. Other Vision's gone. Boom! You've got your Vision. It doesn't seem like they really thought this through.
There was a number of times when they're fighting, and the hex is open, and they're in front of it. Why didn't White Vision just launch Other Vision through the gaps, so he's out of the hex?
Also, good point. I know, but the thing is though, I know. Because I liked their fight the way that it was.
No. Like it was, I really enjoyed it, and visually it looked really good, and it was.
But I think if it was just them two just shooting lasers at each other forever, because obviously that's how that laser duel worked. Yeah. Like he wins that because the hex starts to fall apart and he loses his power and instantly gets it back. But then does that mean that Wanda can just create the power of an Infinity Stone?
Well, no, because it was she was saying that it's the. What did she say? It was something like the Mind Stone that's part of her. Yeah,
it was like a part of her feelings for him or something that was transferred out.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen like an overlap. So, like, Eye Vision was just like, something that doesn't seem right about this. You seem like you're my actual personality.
Yeah. I've got the physical body.
Yeah, let's merge and we'll just be like...
That's what I assumed was going to happen, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll get to that at some other point, but because now there's just two Visions.
Well, when Wanda and Vision go home, and obviously everything's going back to normal, and it's an incredibly slow fade of the hex breaking down because you're now faster than it was going before. Why do they leave the kids?
I quite like that.
No, it was like poignant and stuff, and there's the implication that these aren't necessarily creations of her own making. They could be they could be lost souls, they could be demons, it could be anything. But I don't get, as a family, why don't they stay together and go out?
I think that would have made me feel a bit awful. But that's just for me because I'm not, I don't sort of go in for the whole sort of family, let's all do it together sort of thing. Like the whole where they all sort of pose. Like
if you're gonna do it, that seems sort of as good a time as any to do it.
Which would have been fine if that was the sort of the closest they got. I honestly, I think it would have been a bit too cringy.
I fully expect
if it all it's when a nuclear bomb goes off and everyone just sort of hugs up close. Like I think Family Guy does it quite well, where it's just sort of the world's going to end in 5 seconds, and he's like, do you know what? I never actually really liked the kids that much, and then it turns out that it was April Fool or whatever. I prefer it to just sort of like, let's just put the kids to bed. Let's not tell them they're about to get eviscerated by this hex coming back in on itself. You're the one, like, they've only been here for like 3 days anyway. Like, I really like you, so I'd rather spend those last minutes with you rather than them going, but why's the world got to end? Like, because maybe they would be the ones who'd be like, actually, no, we quite like being alive, Mom. Can you not kill us, please? That might have been too hard of a conversation for her to have. At least Vision's sort of like, yeah, this can't carry on. I don't want to be in this world, but I also don't want you to steal everyone else's lives because of us.
Yeah.
But, you know...
Again, it was very poignant, and it didn't ruin it in any way whatsoever. It just seems that, me personally, that would have been the time.
A wasted opportunity, yeah.
Yeah, not so much wasted. It just made me think more that Vision, I don't know, like when he flew off, because he literally goes up and then Vision comes, like, so white Vision goes up and normal Vision comes out. So I assumed, stupidly, that white Vision had took that form, and I don't know, like there was going to be a merge or something. And then when when her and Vision are together, it'll phase go through him, and then like she opens her eyes or something, and he's still there. That's what I assumed was going to happen.
Maybe that's a bit too obvious as well, though.
Yeah, very. Which is why I went, oh no, fucking hell, he has gone.
Yeah, they've actually followed through with it, and so now there's like a rogue Vision that maybe Sword doesn't actually control in any kind of way.
It looks like whatever when Thingy Vision's like does his ET finger, that whatever control they did have, they've no longer got.
Maybe he needs to have a bit of an existential think.
Well, that's what it was.
He's just
going to
go sit somewhere and
when he is created, I can't remember who it is now, but they need like stuff out of this dude's brain, and he won't give it to them, and the white Vision he's just emotionless. So he's got the memories and stuff, basically what he was in this, but I don't remember him getting the feeling back.
Well, it might just be like a gradual thing, though. It's like, you know,
happen. Definitely going to happen.
Like it's like a gradual, you know, the more he sort of like sees people or experiences things, it will kind of build his memories back up or whatever. But so there's like, I think Monica has done a real fucking disservice this episode, if I'm honest. Like, she was in it for like 3 minutes.
Not as much as bloody what's her name? The glasses. Thor.
No. Oh, the Doctor. Yeah. Dr. Darcy.
Darcy.
Yeah, she just smashes into a car and it's like, yeah. Next scene.
Yeah, never seen again.
But like, you know, it's like we've had this sort of like the story, the family story that's been developing over this, you know, and you know how she's dealing with her own trauma and guilt and whatever. Yeah. And then, but it's also been sort of like, you know, who's this? You know, what's Monica getting up to? What's she going to be doing? How's she going to factor into, you know, Captain Marvel 2 or whatever? Yeah. And it's just like, oh my god, maybe she's got powers or whatever. Oh, this is going to be interesting. And it's just sort of like, yeah, she's got like vague phasing, bullet reducing powers or something, and then move away from that.
Yeah.
I just felt that like
no part in it.
No, and I was really expecting that she would have, like, when they revealed her to be like a sword agent, and it was Monica, and she was, you know, kind of like trying to help Wanda whilst everyone else was trying to blow her away.
Yeah.
It just felt that there wasn't really an ending for her. Like the ending for her, where it's just sort of like a Skrull rocks up. That's probably the coolest part of that episode for me. Where I was just sort of like, as soon as she went into the theater and there wasn't anyone in there, and I was just like, there's something going on in here. Yeah. It's going to be Captain Marvel. It's going to be Brie Larson in jeans or whatever. Just in the background, she's going to say, we need to have a word.
Or at least the back of a blonde wig.
Something like that, yeah. But then as soon as the police officer, like the camera just followed that police officer come down, I was just like, is that Skrull? Because like obviously she's dealt with Skrulls before. She knows about Skrulls. So it makes me think that it's probably like one of the Skrull children, maybe?
Potentially. They'd be about the same age, wouldn't they? Assuming
exactly.
They age the same as humans.
Precisely. Or it could just be Ben Mendelsohn's missus.
Could be a rando.
Could be. I don't know. But I thought that was cool, and that excites me more for the next season rather than.
I mean, I'm assuming from the like. That's Captain Marvel. I'm assuming.
No, I assumed it was Nick Fury.
It could be Fury because obviously he's doing the pissing about in the ship and everything now.
Yeah, so he's with the Skrulls at the moment.
Yeah.
So, but
Makes
also,
sense,
why
makes
would
sense.
Captain Marvel send a Skrull? Like, everyone knows who Captain Marvel is. They're not bothered by
that's
it.
true. Yeah.
But like Nick Fury being gone or whatever, like he's a big deal still, right?
There'd
There'd be an instant target on his back. Like you can't put a target on Captain Marvel's back because why would you bother?
True, very true.
Who's going to take that job?
Also, you know, in a previous episode when they're talking about Captain Marvel, and then Monica's like, "Well, Scarlet Witch could have beat Thanos on her own. How the fuck does she know?"
Let's just assume that they've all watched the movies.
Yeah, but nobody else was there.
No, they've watched Endgame. It's fine.
No,
Let's just
they
say
haven't.
that Tony Stark had like a drone that was just recording everything for posterity. It's like we'll show this to everyone back on Earth when we're done.
I didn't think about it. I was literally just thought, I was like, hold on.
Well, people like Agatha knew about like Vision being killed and Thanos doing the snap and that sort of stuff. Like the Avengers must have come back to Earth and said, "Hey, everyone, this is the deal." Like they must have had some kind of proof.
She nearly beat Thanos, but
But also, she hasn't been around since like Endgame or whatever.
Well, this is
since Infinity War. She was blipped away for those 5 years.
Isn't this like
It's like a couple of weeks after she's back.
It's like 5 weeks or something like that.
But to be fair, if you're like a captain, like a space captain for like a super secret government organization that's got one of the dead Avengers and trying to build him back up again, odds are you've probably got like a pretty cool debriefing packet that would be like,
most likely, yeah.
Here's everything you've missed in the last 5 years. Oh, by the way, aliens. Yeah, they're legit. Oh, you already knew about that. Interesting. Okay. Well, half the universe was wiped out. Oh, that was a new one. Yeah, I didn't know about that one. Jesus Christ.
It never.
And there's a Spider-Man now.
They never explain, and his name's Peter Parker because it was all over the news. The spoilers for Far From Home. They never explain how they get Vision out of Wakanda. Because that's where his body was.
It was, but don't forget that after Thanos killed him,
Yodel.
yeah, just piece by piece they packaged him back. Like it's 5 years. Like there's no mention of Vision or Vision being buried or whatever. So it's not like the Avengers buried him out of kindness and
I'm assuming they would have done something in.
Well, I doubt very much that the government called them up and was like, "Hey, do you mind if we have the Vision's body because we want to rebuild him and turn him into a weapon?"
To see how they got it.
Or maybe they just thought that, well, Wanda seems to be like really quite into him, so if they try and do anything with the body, she'll go over there and sort him out.
Maybe.
But what about if she makes like some weird city and mind controls everyone in the city? We'll cross that bridge when it
That's
comes
not
to
going
it.
to happen. Don't forget.
But if that does happen, would we not go in and try and stop her? Nah, we'll just leave it to that one doctor from Thor: The Dark World. She'll go in there and sort it out. Don't worry about it.
Do you think any of this will get referenced in Falcon and Winter Soldier? At any point, they go, we need to go and check out what's happening, and then somebody just pops up like, nah, we got other missions for you to do. Don't worry about it.
But also, at the same time, what a pointless team to call in.
It's the only real Avengers we got at the moment.
We've got 2 Visions. We've got 2 witches. What's a guy who's got wings on his back and a guy with a metal arm who's super soldier? Fair enough. But either way, they're not a match for anything that's going on in there.
They're not going to be to fight them or anything. But all we've really got at the moment is them pair, Spider-Man, War Machine, obviously Hawkeye. We haven't got anybody that can go against them other than Captain Marvel.
That would have been good. But maybe if like Captain Marvel's like she's got like Superman's weakness where it's just sort of like magic can still affect her. So like I tell you what, I did like the sort of like weird creepy Jedi speed run thing that she does behind her to like mind control her. That was like a proper blast from the past.
So obviously Age of Ultron in it when they're in the bunker thing.
Yeah.
Just like...
But what if, like, you know,
That's
could
cool.
she use those kinds of mind control superpowers on Captain Marvel? Or would Captain Marvel just be like, with everything else, she's sort of like, what are you doing, you mental case? That ain't going to work on me.
I mean, like,
I'm Captain Marvel.
she's not invulnerable though, is she? So I imagine, in terms of,
Well, has she been hurt? Have we seen her being hurt?
yeah, Thanos hurt her.
Well, Hannah.
Hannah broke her heart.
That's what the gauntlet's called.
Hannah.
He hit her with like a blast from an Infinity Stone. Like that's not your, like, he knotted her as hard as he could.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, he beat the shit out of the Hulk, and she didn't even flinch, didn't even move her. And then he had to use an Infinity Stone to just, like, I think he hit her with like a black hole or something. It was like some huge ball of energy, just went kablam.
I can't even remember because he puts the Power Stone in his actual hand. So he takes it out, and then
I
puts it
think
in
you
his
might
hand,
be right,
and it's
actually.
just like,
Yeah, and then
bang.
he just belts her with it.
Yeah.
But that's still like using one of the most powerful forces in the entire universe.
Yeah. But like, Vision, fucking Vision. Wanda's really fucking strong, and if Wanda
He is, though.
Wanda can withhold.
Because, I mean, I reckon if she was as pissed off with Thanos as she was with Ultron, I reckon she could have taken him out fairly.
Well, she
would have just,
pretty
like,
much did, didn't she?
twisted his eyeballs out or something.
When she's got him up in the air and whatnot. It's only because he manages to. I forgot, what does he do? Because he gets out of it, but he only just scrapes it.
I don't know, unless one of his mates sort of
I
comes
honestly
in and
can't
gives her
remember
a
what
boost.
happened. But like, don't forget. Like,
It feels like if they'd have put as much thought into the, like, you know, the plan on Titan, where they Star-Lord and Spider-Man and all that, they're all like double teaming him to you know,
if they'd have just
get
took
him.
one,
And it nearly works.
Well,
If they'd have just taken Wonder in, or just put that level of strategy in to be like, right, you're really quite powerful. So you, Captain Marvel, probably Thor, you're our big three guns. Everyone else, keep all of the other bad guys away from them, and you three between you.
Not even that. When the whole thing with Star-Lord, all he had to do was wait another couple of seconds.
Well,
Just follow the
it's a
plan.
stupid way of making tension.
Yeah,
I know,
it had to be done, but they could have done it better. But don't forget.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Like, Vision's hitting Wanda with an Infinity Stone, and she can withstand that.
But can he really control it though? Like that's not like an untamed force though, is it?
No, it's like Gambit in it. So Gambit's kinetic energy is like, he's one of the most powerful mutants that's ever existed. But he goes to Miss Sinister to basically bring his power down so he can control it more. Same as Cyclops. Obviously, without the visor, his optic blast is a lot more powerful. So I'm assuming that's the same with Vision. Where,
So he has to pull his punches, so to speak.
yeah, effectively, like, because I mean, like, when he shoots Rhodey, there's no way he should.
That was an accident.
He'd never. No. But I'm saying, if that was a pure blast from an Infinity Stone, he should have died instantly.
Yeah, but I always
Not
thought
just
that
be
like
paralysed.
if you had like control of an Infinity Stone, like wouldn't it be like a dark side Omega beam? Like surely you'd be like, okay,
Well, you wouldn't
Infinity
do
Stone,
that.
fire laser beam and like turn corners and shit. Like,
What- yeah.
why you go just fly around Falcon and just
Just whatever
hit him.
whatever you will. You will, it
I don't know.
happens. But yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
if you
she's very powerful. Very powerful.
She is, but then that makes me think that like but then someone who's an actual witch from 500 years ago could go toe to toe with her. And it's
Well-
just sort of like, well, surely if she's like that powerful, she should just swatted her aside like nothing.
She should have done, but don't forget, like, prior to this, Wanda hadn't done any. She used the same magic each time. Like, even the little mind control thing she hadn't done since Ultron. And it's all very similar
suppose.
stuff, and like in.
Then surely, like, shouldn't her Doctor Strange should have had a sit down and just been like, yeah, I can teach you a bunch of shit about magic. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but then WandaVision wouldn't have happened.
Maybe
No.
we could have got Falcon and Winter Soldier a bit earlier. Then I'd be okay with that.
I'm very excited to what the future holds, and I genuinely.
I think it's been a really good season.
Yeah.
I think the intrigue and the mystery has been like just very gently portioned out for everyone to speculate about. But the danger with that is that you have an ending that doesn't have a Luke Skywalker, oh my god, thing at the end of it. Unless you've got that massive payoff. Even if it was just something completely unexpected that was just like, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Thanos shows up. And you're just like, what is he doing here? Like, you'd never see it coming, but it would be so big of a payoff.
Yeah.
And I personally, I just didn't. I think it ended fine. And I think the season was really good. But I think that because they only sort of drip fed you bits and pieces of what's going on. The wild speculation that comes from it is exciting. That's half the fun.
It is.
Like, I had more fun talking with you about it,
yeah.
and like, what if this means this or whatever, than actually watching it. Probably.
Yeah, it's always
depressing.
Fun. No matter what I mean, it's completely irrelevant. But me and my sister played Silent Hill 4: The Room. And we played it.
Okay.
But we played it together like at a night time, and I think I was off. It was when I was at college, and it was either off or it was like the summer holidays or whatever. And I wouldn't play it until she didn't live with us, but she'd come around and she'd stay till like 3 a.m. and we'd just be playing Silent Hill because we really enjoyed it. But I wouldn't play it without her. And then, like, through the day, we're texting and, like, being like, oh, I wonder if that box means this and blah, 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 blah. And the stuff we came up with was way better than the fucking game. Way better. But I just really enjoyed it because it was fun. And I like the theorising of, not just this show, but other shows, Stranger Things, Mandalorian, anything like that. But I think if we'd have got this all in one go, that ending would have been a lot more easy to digest. And
I agree.
It was by no means a bad episode at all, and it was a really good season finale. It didn't build up to the hype that you'd made for yourself, that I'd made for myself, Zoe, anybody else watching who had the slight inkling that we're going to get Reed Richards, we're going to get this, we're going to get that. You don't get it, and no matter how good the episode was, it's disappointing. And I think
that has to be the trade-off, though. So, like, you get people talking about it, and everyone's, YouTubers and whatever are making videos about what's going to happen and all that sort of stuff. So it keeps the show alive longer than a week or two, however long it usually takes for people to binge watch like a whole season of, what was it, 9 episodes?
9. Yeah.
So, I mean, when like a new season of like Daredevil or The Punisher or Luke Cage or whatever came out, that was like 9-10 episodes of pot, wasn't it?
No, it was 22 and then 13.
22 for what?
I'm sure Daredevil had 22 episodes in one of the seasons.
22? You think that they made a Netflix show that had 22 episodes? Are you mad?
Have a look.
I'm pretty sure it was like 9 or something. Or maybe 13, actually.
I think it's definitely 13. So season 3 had 13. Season 2 it is 13. I apologise.
Yeah, but like I could get through that so that would come out on a Friday, so I'd get through that by early Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So like I'd finish work.
I'd get a text.
And it
done.
But like it was just like, the standout points in the season, they were still there and they still had impact. But if I had to speculate for a fucking week about, oh God, what's the Punisher going to do? Is he going to show up? Is he going to snipe this guy? Is he going to, whatever? I don't think those payoffs would be there because like I like these characters and I want them to have like big, huge moments. Because I think we're just spoiled by them, like with the MCU films, because there's huge things that they pop in those.
There is. But if you imagine if Endgame was 9-10 episodes, the amount of speculation that'd be going on in that.
Yeah.
Just because of the amount of stuff that happens it's still a massive testament that they've managed to pull that off in the first place. But
it's crazy.
I think some of the biggest elements of it is the fact that you get to watch it all in one go. You don't get time to breathe, never mind think, oh, what's going to happen next. You just kind of go with it. And obviously WandaVision nowhere near the same level as Endgame, but I think because of the nature of how it's set out, like it starts off really quirky and it's a little bit zany and stuff, and it gets a lot darker as it goes along. Not in the sense that people are getting mutilated and stuff like that, just when you see the grand scale of what she's actually done.
Yeah, like, it's quite awful. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the blonde woman, like she's just saying like whatever you want, just like, can you let my daughter out the cupboard?
Can I see my kid, please? Yeah. Jesus.
And like, obviously,
also, is no one saying like, hey, Wanda, you're under arrest for like kidnapping an entire town?
Nah, they were.
Or is it just because they're just sort of like, well, how do we arrest her?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Like she's an Avenger. Like what? She is literally just enslaved a town. What are you gonna do, NYPD or whatever?
Not only will they go, we're not gonna arrest her. We'll arrest the guy from Sword, like, but
yeah, because what? Can you fly? Can you cast magic spells? No. Well, you're coming into custody then. Well,
yeah. Not only we're gonna do nothing with her, we're gonna allow her to mind control this evil witch that's played a big part in all of this, and she's gonna live here with us. At any minute. Anything could happen to her, and this spell could break, and she just goes fucking...
Also, where's she going to live?
Ralph's house.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if he wants to live with a 500-year-old witch who's just been in control of him, to be fair.
She's not a 500-year-old witch anymore. She's...
No, but he still knows that, though.
Agnes.
He knows that he was under control.
I still hate it. I still hate that. What a fucking waste. Everyone was all cool with it. And then they pulled the rug out.
Ralph Boner.
Stupid name.
All of that. They put an X-Man in there for a dick joke. If that's not Disney going, I don't know what is.
It's effectively 100% what it is. Anyway.
Like if that last episode had come out like the 1st of April and it'd been like, it was all an April Fool's joke just to get you all, I'd give them that and just be like, that is a dick move.
In like, I don't know.
Well
like
played though.
One of the when they're at the when they're doing the talent show thing, like Hugh Jackman's one of the guys in the crowd or something like that. And
yeah,
that'd be banging. But we've rambled on long enough, young man. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on this delightful occasion. If you want to see more stuff, head to www.podcastversusplayer.com. There's more podcasts, let's plays, game shows, reviews, lots and lots and lots of stuff. It's all going along the bottom right now. If you're watching this, thanks for joining us. Drop us a comment if you want to say anything to us.
Yeah, we did reach out to say, drop us a massage on the wall. And do you know how many people did, Callum?
0.
Yeah.
Because I checked prior to this.
As did I. Annoying. So...
Very
nice. I know that, like, this is very hypocritical of me because when someone's sort of like, oh, share your comments on the video or whatever, or put a comment in on his Instagram post. I know the only reason they're doing it is so there's more traffic on that thing, and there's people interacting, which gets bumps it up the algorithm, whatever. So I don't do it specifically because also you're shouting into the wind.
Yeah,
no one cares.
Yeah,
no one really cares. So shut up. It's like fucking Facebook, mate. Don't even get me started. Where it's just sort of like, there'll be a post on there, sort of like, oh, this is how Halloween works 400 years ago or whatever, and blah blah blah. And then there's just thousands of comments going, oh, we love Halloween in our house. Who are you talking to, you fucking maniac? Like, I can't deal with it, right? So I specifically don't comment on this sort of shit because of that. Like, I don't want that being like just carried on, right? Yeah. However, our wall on PvP.com, that means nothing. Like it doesn't bring extra people, doesn't bring any extra foot traffic to the site at all. It's just literally so that we know that there are people. Yeah, there's definitely people listening. We've got the fucking stats. Yeah. We know you're out there, you motherfuckers. You're just not talking to us. And I don't know why.
I think the more we ask, the less we get. We never asked
anybody
to
spite me.
Yeah, just put on
doing it
stuff.
To spite me. There's been a lot of people talking on your video reviews. We're getting quite a big hit of traffic. So if perhaps I don't know why you would go from watching a video review about a microphone to listen to this shit, but if you do, there's other shit out there that you might like as well. So feel free to give them a view, because we need to share some of those views across other videos.
I will say,
because those Sea of Thieves, Theseus.
Sea of Thieves.
That's the one. Those videos are great. They're way better than your reviews.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yet, no one's watching them. No one.
You got like I think it's like 2.7 on the one of the microphone reviews, and then I think we're just breaking into double digits on Sea of Thieves. And
outrageous! What a waste of content.
Obviously, please carry on watching the reviews, because we want to do more, so we need more stuff. So I'm
not saying don't watch them both,
but
I'm just saying
we never ask you to do anything, and we never ask nothing of you. You don't expect anything of us. However, please watch, even if you just watch the last Sea of Thieves, because that was genuinely really such a funny video, and we like these videos. If it's a video that Dan really likes, it means it's good. If it's a video that I like, it might have a couple of funny things in it, but
it's worth. So after you've watched that review and you've listened to this in some weird order for some reason, there are a bunch of almost quite decent videos that we've done. Some are funny, some are just well put together, and that's Callum's fault. Not fault.
I can make them worse. But
worse? Work?
No, worse.
It's your effort?
You said it's my fault. I was like, well, I'll make them worse.
Yeah, I know, but I fucked up what I said.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
But there's some good stuff. So just all say hello.
Yeah,
we don't get anything out of that. We don't get paid per comment.
No.
So don't fall into the trap of commenting on your parents' Facebook photos, or some shared thing about fucking star sign or whatever, because no one gives a shit, right? You're pissing in the wind.
We talked somebody into buying a new controller today. They left a comment on the VX4 controller video, asking if they should get that over an official DualShock 4. And because I'm really good to our friends over at Geotech, I told them to get a DualShock 4. But not because it's a bad controller. The VX4 is a great controller, and it really is, but it's not better than a DualShock 4. It's not. But it's also like half the price. So,
well, get what you pay for.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. But he said, what's better?
If you want a second controller, then maybe it's worth investing in one of those.
Or if you want to just use it for, I don't know.
That should have been your review. Perfect, just a second controller.
I put that in there.
Everyone knows exactly what you mean.
I put that in. That's in there.
Really?
Yeah, that's in the review, yeah. Because it's true.
So on the same wavelength,
because
man.
It's perfect. It's really good if you want, it works on your phone and stuff as well, so if you want to play some stuff on there.
Mobile. I've been getting quite a few mobile phone games. I've been looking at ones that are a lot bigger than just sort of fucking...
I've been looking at Oculus Quest games. I'm so close.
Yeah.
So close. I'm just going to have to fucking drop it and get one in a minute. Not in a minute.
Well, the more bloody views we get on these, I'm hoping that maybe Nvidia, they'll go, hey, how about cheeky couple of 30 series cards, guys? How about these? And the only way that we can benefit from that is if you comment on that wall.
Get on the wall, not on YouTube. On the wall.
Nothing on YouTube. Nothing's going to generate extra traffic. Just talk to us directly.
I might see if I can write a macro or something that'll just automatically take the comments from YouTube and put them on the wall.
And just copy and paste them over. Yeah.
We need the traffic for the website.
for serious though, it's been forever since we've had anyone reach out, and it's just nice to hear that people are actually listening.
I mean, I don't think it helps that we didn't. I don't think we actually replied to the last comments we had. I think
last one's on there from you.
I think I was the last one, just saying thanks for.
Yeah. Are you sure it's... I'm going to say this now, and with all serious, Callum, are you sure it's working?
Yeah.
Because if this is why has no one been calling us? And it's because your phone line's been disconnected and you haven't noticed. Have we had thousands of people trying to reach out and say hello?
I don't know.
Well, if in the last few weeks or so, for whatever reason, you've decided to drop us a little message and it hasn't appeared or responded, I'm going to have a crack at it because Callum might have just fucked it all up.
We have had... we did have replies on the Wano AU PM3205 review on the website.
What are you on about? Is that a chemical formula, or what are you talking about?
It was the microphone review for the XLR mic. Stylish review. Will this work on an iPad? No, is the answer to that.
Unfortunate.
I have replied to these though already. But
okay.
Graham and Emily, they left us a comment on
Well,
that.
thank you for reaching out, guys. I'm sure that if you decide to purchase any of the items that have been reviewed, you agree with Callum. If not, then buyer beware.
And I'm really hoping if you have bought them, you have bought them through us so we get some money.
Oh my god, of course. Well, where's the commissions thing, Callum? It's all on the website, isn't it? You've got to buy it through that link or whatever.
And if you are, for some reason, if you've got anything that you do want us to review, head over to our affiliate page and you can see all the people that we've worked with.
No one that we want to hear from who's going to send us shit.
Oh.
He's going to be listening this far into this podcast.
This is Nvidia now. Hold on, hold that phone. Only joking. It was me. It was no one.
Hello, KFC? Yes, we were talking about you. That is a partnership I'd like to get involved on, the chicken PC partnership, whatever it is.
I mean, if they offer us one, I ain't going to say no.
I mean, even if I don't actually use it, except for just as a mini warmer.
Pretty sure,
you have like a
sure
mini
that's
fridge.
got a 30 series in it.
That's outstanding. Fucking KFC, man, coming out of the blue.
Very positive that it's a...
Imagine that, the new console wars are between McDonald's, KFC and Burger King.
Oh, man. We've got the PlayStation Series X console.
Yeah, because like you get your Pizza Hut console, and it's like an LP. It's like an old record player.
Yeah.
Because it would play like a huge disc, because that would fit on it. But underneath that, that's where your pizza goes.
That'd be pretty cool. I prefer that to the chicken one. It'd be sleeker as well.
Well, you wouldn't get chicken grease all over your fucking hands. Like, surely your controllers are just going to be an absolute mess.
But we've got the PlayStation Series X, Switch X, which is a console that plays your PlayStation and your Xbox game. This is because all the fast food places have taken over the console.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
So,
sure.
So the others are forced to combine their efforts. But look at this, Dan. You got a console, big beefy console. It's on par with like a 3090 Ti. But the controller is a Switch. It'd be just like the Wii U.
Kind of. I mean, that doesn't seem like as revolutionary to take down the fast food giants. Now they're getting involved in the gaming industry.
Also prints money. Instead of achievements.
Sign me up.
Instead of achievements, you get a tenner. Anyway,
but
we're gonna go.
That'll do.
Thanks for listening. It's been a long one, but it's been an enjoyable one.
I didn't think it was going to be this long, if I'm honest.
I didn't. It's what we're on now. 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Yeah, not that that's all going to stay in this, though,
No.
so don't worry about that.
No,
You're going to have to listen to it. We've had to tolerate this for 2 fucking hours.
You should be probably coming up to the 45-minute mark.
Good grief.
But we'll see you on the next one. As always, Dan, thank you. And thank you.
See you in a bit. Stop it. That's mine. Put your balls in the ballpark.
Man, she's got huge bazoomas.
She hasn't, she? That's the...
In this box, innit? Ammo chest.
No, what do you want about?
Oh no,
Just
that's the
fucking-
ammo chest. I forgot. Where's
You're
the
winding me up.
weapon?
Come on.
Oh, dinner time. Dinner time.
No, right, bring me aboard. Oh, you fucking dingus.
Do you want me to harpoon you across and back on the
No.
boat?
Well, you were supposed to be getting the next fucking box.
I'm not really. Hi.
Hi.
Aw, he's really
Hi,
cute.
pirates. So we don't want to be going forward. Callum, the sails. Sails, Callum. No, not down, you fucking
It was
dick.
already...
Whoa, what the fuck was that? You fucking cunt. Sorry. Fix the boat. They fucking shot us. Ah,
more
shit.
holes.
Oh, my God.
Help! Help!
Mayday, mayday.
Get out of there.
Woo.
Oh my god.
Christ, that one nearly hit me in the fucking face.
It did
I've got
hit me.
Ah, Jesus Christ.